A prolonged conflict between Palestine and Israel is ongoing still. It even has spread wider to more than just armed conflict, on to conflict of sentiment, racism and discrimination. In 2022, few heated conflicts has occurred, for example, at the one back at May the 11th when a journalist was shot dead while covering the situation in Jenin. And to know more on the latest situation in Palestine and the latest updates on the conditions of the conflicts there, we are now connected to His Excellency Zuhair Al-Shun, Palestine Ambassador for Indonesia, joining us live via Zoom. Assalamualaikum, a very good afternoon to you, Your Excellency Zuhair Al-Shun. Thank you very much for joining us here in Focus today on TVRI World.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Good afternoon.
Your Excellency, the prolonged conflicts between Palestine and Israel, is this purely a political issue, or is there another issue that triggered the conflict?
Let me, Excellency, my brother, first of all, to extend my thanks and appreciation to the Indonesian people and the government and the leadership for their firm and continuous support for the Palestinian just cause. First of all, I may say that today we are facing a new crime committed by occupying soldiers whom they are killed, the famous journalist Shireen Abu Akleh. This is disaster and a crime against civilians and the human rights. Basically, this is a political issue. The conflict has been created by Israel and big power. At that time, if there is any idea to bring this issue as a religious conflict, it's not true, because we are in Palestine living together between Muslims, the Christians, and even Jews. Israel is trying to change the history and trying to fool the world by their scenario. So don't believe on them. They are cheater and they are thief and killer. This is the situation what we are facing since 74 years, which call a Nakba, which is it come the after tomorrow, 15th of May.
Right. Your Excellency, if I may ask the next question to you, it seems that violent actions by the Israeli armed forces seems to us as an ongoing and an on-repeat actions happening in and around the regions, particularly towards the Mosque of Al-Aqsa, where we heard the report and we saw the news that it was under attack during the holy month of Ramadan, and this is a recurrent event and violence during every Ramadan month and every year. What is your response and how do you perceive this?
Actually, this is always the activity of Israel. This is the aggression what we are facing daily. Israel keeps doing violence every day, not only in the month of Ramadan, the holy month of Ramadan, but also before Ramadan. Even today, even now, we are talking to you and they are attacking and aggression against Jenin city and Jenin camp. They are demolishing, robbing, arresting, and even killing the people as Shireen Abu Akleh and others daily. This is always repeating such criminal things. But our people are resisting and will continue to fight and to defend our land till we will reach for our state and our independence.
Right.
So this is always the activity, and this is always the dealing of Israel every day in our territory and our land and our cities.
Right. Your Excellency, how do you view the support from Indonesia towards Palestine, and how do you see the ongoing bilateral relations between the two countries?
You know, I don't want to talk informal things with you. Indonesia has a clear position for Palestine. Not now, since the beginning, since independence. Indonesia is supporting and giving more support to the Palestinian issue. We highly appreciate it. All kinds of supports from Indonesian leaders, government and its people, and especially the diplomacy. Whatever Indonesia is fighting for Palestine in the regional area, in the OIC, in the international organization. Indonesia has an important role in international community as Indonesia is developing country and now holding a presidency of G20. I hope and I am sure that Indonesia will continue to support us and bring all of these issues to the international level.
Yeah. Your Excellency, you briefly mentioned our roles for this year's G20 as we assume the presidency. How do you view this platform of 20th biggest economies in the world can further contribute to the efforts to find resolutions to the conflicts between Israel and Palestine?
You know, my friend, the solution only to end the occupation. This is number one. First of all, Israel has to stop occupation in our land. This is the main issue. This is the main conflict. And we are ready to accept the two-state solution, as our President Mahmoud Abbas clearly announced. Even the former leader, Yasser Arafat, he accepted on Oslo Accord at that time. But the problem is, unfortunately, Israel. Israel is having obstacles and refusing all international demands and ignoring, as well as ignored international resolutions. As you know, and everybody knows, Arab Peace Initiative, which have been announced in 2002 and accepted by OIC members countries. To deal with Israel if we accept the international resolutions. But they have ignored it. They refuse it. So Israel has to comply with international regulation and to apply all international resolution. This is the only way to reach for end of conflict and to be, clear in that area, the Holy Land, Palestine, and other neighboring countries.
All right, Your Excellency, my final question to you. In the future, can we expect, moving forward, a prosperous, a more peaceful, and a stable Palestine moving forward, Your Excellency?
Allah, really, to be open with you, with the activities of Israel and with whatever they are doing daily, we cannot say that suitable in the future can be. Only if the international power, the big powers, UN Council, are trying to do their efforts more, and international community to force and to impose on Israel to accept the international resolution. This is the only way to keep it, to make outlook for the future and to be everybody safe in that region. So, but as you see, and everybody is looking and following the situation, Israel is no listening and no attention for the international demands. Now there is aggression in many cities in Palestine, occupying area. Gaza Strip, you see how it's surrounded and suffering since long because of the rule and regulation of the occupying power. But anyhow, even so, we are still hoping that something can be done, something can be accepted by them if they are ready to reach for peace and to keep the Holy Land peaceful.
All right, Palestinian Ambassador to Indonesia, His Excellency Zuhair Al-Shun. We truly appreciate your insights. Thank you very much for talking to us here in Focus today, TVRI World.
Thank you.